So now let us move on to the next problem. Okay, I'll read out the problem to you all. Please solve the homework problem which I'll be uploading today. Okay, so XYZ capital structure is as follows. So the capital structure of XYZ company is as follows. Equity share capital of rupees 10 each, 10 lakhs. 15% preference share capital, 10% debt, 10 lakhs. Other operating details. Sales unit 1 lakh, selling price per unit 20, variable cost per unit 10, tax rate 50%, total fixed cost 2 lakhs. Prepare the income statement. So the first thing that they have told us is to prepare an income statement. So let us do that. Okay. So the first component in income statement is sales. Now sales, they have told us that the unit sales is 1 lakh and the selling price per unit is 20. So 1 lakh units and selling price is 20 rupees per unit. So 1 lakh into 20, it comes to 20 lakh. Okay, the next component is minus the variable cost. Variable cost they have given us that it is, so variable cost they have given us as 10, that is per unit variable cost is 10 rupees. So how many units are there? 1 lakh. Cost per unit is 10. So how much it comes up to? It comes up to 10 lakhs. Okay, so contribution is what? Contribution is sales minus variable cost, which is 20 lakhs minus 10 lakhs. So it is 10 lakhs. Okay, so that is the contribution. Now the next thing which we have to deduct is the fixed cost. Fixed cost they have given us as 2 lakhs. So minus fixed cost 2 lakhs. Okay. So after that we will get something called as EBIT, earnings before interest and tax. So 10 lakhs minus 2 lakhs, we will get our EBIT as 8 lakhs. Now earnings before interest and tax. So now we will take interest minus interest. What is given to us? They have said that there is a debt capital of 10 lakhs and it is 10% debt capital. So what is going to be your interest? It is going to be 10 lakh into 10% because it is 10% debt of 10 lakh rupees. So your interest is going to come to 1 lakh. Okay, so now we have taken interest into consideration. So this becomes earnings before tax. How much is it? 8 lakh minus 1 lakh. It comes to 7 lakh. Okay, now we will take tax into consideration. Tax. How much percent tax is given? At 50%. So 50% of what? Of 7 lakh. So 7 lakh into 50%. How much is it coming to? 3 lakh 50,000. So 3 lakh 50,000 we will have to deduct from 7 lakh. So earnings before tax minus tax gives you earnings after tax, that is EAT, which is nothing but 7 lakh minus 3 lakh 50,000, which is 3 lakh 50,000. Then the next thing that we have to take into consideration after tax is the preference dividend. So minus the preference dividend. Okay. So what is the preference dividend given over here? 15% preferential share capital. So they have said that 15% preferential share capital of how much? Of 10 lakhs. So 15% into 10 lakh. How much does it come to? It comes to 1,50,000. So 3,50,000 minus 1,50,000, you will get earnings available to equity shareholders as what? You will get it as 2 lakh. So 3,50,000 minus 1,50,000, you will get earnings available to equity shareholders as 2 lakhs. Okay? Yes. So now we have determined the earnings which are available to equity shareholders, which is 2 lakhs. So now we can compute the EPS. Now, to compute the EPS, we need two things, that is earnings available to equity shareholders and the number of equity shares. Now, the number of equity shares is not mentioned in the problem, but they have specified the face value, which is 10 rupees. That is the per share, how much it costs, that is 10 rupees, that is nothing but the face value. They have mentioned the face value and they have also mentioned the capital. That is the total equity capital, which is 10 lakhs. So based on that, we can determine the number of equity shares. Right. So total equity capital is how much? It is 10 lakh. And the face value is how much? It is 10. So total number of shares, how much is it? It's coming to 1 lakh, right? So it is coming to 1 lakh. Now we can determine the earnings per share, right? So EPS is equal to earnings available to equity shareholders divided by number of shares. Earnings available to equity shareholders is 2 lakhs. It is 2 lakhs. And the number of equity shares is how much? 1 lakh. So how much is the EPS? EPS is 2. So we know the EPS. What is the next thing that they have asked us to compute? They have told us to compute the income statement. We have computed the income statement. Next thing they have asked us to compute the leverages. So now let us compute the leverages. The third thing that they had asked us is to compute the EPS. We have computed the EPS. Now let us focus on all the leverages. Okay. There are 3 leverages, right? There is operating leverage, there is financial leverage, and there is combined leverage. So let us determine all the leverages. First, we'll start with operating leverage, which is nothing but contribution divided by EBIT. What is contribution? Contribution is 10 lakhs. What is EBIT? EBIT is 8 lakhs. So 10 lakhs divided by 8 lakhs, how much you are getting? You will get 1.25. So this is your operating leverage. Now let us compute the financial leverage. Financial leverage formula was what? It was EBIT divided by EBIT minus interest minus preference dividend divided by 1 minus tax. It was this, isn't it? So now let us compute. What is EBIT? EBIT is given as 8 lakhs. EBIT is 8 lakhs minus interest. Interest is how much? divided by 1 minus 0.50. Okay, so this is the equation of financial leverage. Now after solving this equation, you will get the total financial leverage as 2. Okay, so operating leverage, financial leverage, everything is sorted. Now let us move to combined leverage. Combined leverage is what? It is contribution divided by EBIT minus interest minus preference dividend divided by 1 minus tax. So this is the case. So contribution is how much? Contribution is 10 lakhs. And EBIT is how much? It is, now this denominator, okay, it is similar to this, right? So whatever you get over here, we can directly take it over here rather than solving it again. Okay, but if you are not, if you are getting confused, I will solve it. EBIT is how much? 8 lakh. Minus interest is how much? 1 lakh. Minus preference dividend is how much? 1.5 lakh divided by 1 minus 0.50. Okay, so it will come to around 10 lakh divided by 4 lakh. So it is coming how much? It is coming to 2.5. So 2.5. So you have your operating leverage, you have your financial leverage, and you have your combined leverage. So all the leverages we have solved over here. Now let us move on to the next question which they have asked us to compute. They have asked us to compute EPS. We have already done that, right? EPS is 2. Now the last one, that is the D question, what they have asked us is, if the sale increases by 50%, what is the incremental EPS in rupees and in percentage? So if the sales increase by 50%, what is the new EPS basically they are asking, and what is the incremental EPS? Incremental EPS is nothing but your present EPS minus the increased EPS. What is the difference between them? That is nothing but incremental EPS. So let us compute that. Yeah. So what was the formula? The formula was percentage change in EPS divided by percentage change in sales. So degree of combined leverage is equal to percentage change in EPS divided by percentage change in sales. Now combined leverage in the previous question we got it as 2.5. Okay. So degree of combined leverage is nothing but combined leverage. So we can write it as 2.5. Now percentage change in EPS is what we need to find. But we know the percentage change in sales. What is it? It is 50%. So you can write 50%. Okay. So we know degree of combined leverage. We know the percentage change in sales. Now if we want to know the percentage change in EPS, we have to just cross multiply. So 2.5 into 50% is equal to percentage change in EPS. So the percentage change in EPS is how much? It is coming to 125%. Okay, so 125% is the percentage change in EPS. So we have determined the percentage. Now let us find the new EPS. New EPS is equal to existing EPS plus percentage change in EPS. Existing EPS was 2 plus the percentage change in EPS is what? 125%. So it is coming to how much? It is coming to 4.5. It is coming to 4.5. So now the increment till EPS is equal to 4.5 minus 2, which is nothing but 2.5. So So your incremental EPS is 2.5. So this is all that they had asked us to compute in this problem and nothing else. So it is a very simple problem. Just remember that there are different ways in which you can determine your EPS. In the previous class I showed you using financial leverage formulae. In this class I showed you how you can compute it using the degree of combined leverage. So basically try to learn the formulas so that whenever something is mentioned, you can always write down whatever is given to you all and then substitute it and determine whatever is asked, because they won't ask you something out of the box. The information which is available only will be used in order to determine whatever they have asked. So to know that, basically you need to know what particulars are given to us, and then you need to write down the formulas and understand where you can use what the particulars are given in order to substitute and determine what they are asking. Okay, so that's it for today. Please study for your ISAs. It's very, very important that you study. Okay, all the best.